What is up, YouTube? If you're new to the channel, my name is John Fan. I'm a life insurance agent. I'm 21 years old. This is my apartment here. Resort style pool, absolute beauty. And got the hot tub, especially super nice in the winter. It's like 80 something degrees right now. But in this video, I'm gonna share with you 2 lessons and secrets that I've learned from super highly successful people that I hope that you can value from, because honestly, I'm just trying to document my journey and things that and lessons that I've learned. What inspired me to start making these videos a few times a week. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below, comment if you're gonna implement this week and how you're gonna do it. And also like and share with a friend. But the reason that I started doing this is because when I was 18 years old, I created a clothing line called More Apparel. And one saying got my attention that my dad mentioned to me that made me want to create a clothing line called More Apparel. And he said, our clothes, right? Our clothes are billboards for advertising. And I thought about that and I was like, my message, I want to be able to inspire people. I want to be able to help people take massive action in life. I want to be able to help people become more. If there's more love, more positivity, more caring, more compassion, more kindness, more love, this world would be a lot better place. And so I created a clothing line, right? And so 6 months in, I created a blog and a blog post on LinkedIn, I believe. And what's crazy about that is that I said the top 3 things that I've learned starting a business at 18 years old. I went to college a little bit, didn't do great, but started my business when I was 18 because I knew that if I could create the skills and learn the skills and I dump a bunch of money into it, over $8 grand, that I could learn the skills, right? To be able to be a successful entrepreneur. I'm gonna learn more in experiences and than I would in classes. So what I did was I made that post, and looking back on it 3 years later, that was in 2019, it's 2022 now, almost 2023. What's crazy about it is I was like, dang, those are lessons that I can still learn today. So my job right now is, and honestly with this video, is to help just document the lessons that I've learned over this past week and the years to come on my way to make my first $1 million by the age of 22. So first thing is never voluntarily let the fire die down. What I mean by that is I was having a great week, full transparency, was having a great week and issued over $15,000 to $20,000 of annual premium last week. And what's crazy about this is that there's a moment after 4 days of doing that much volume that I let off the gas a little bit. And what that means, what happened was I stayed stagnant and I only ended up selling one more policy, and it was a super small one on a referral. My biggest takeaway from this, as one of my good friends here in Arizona sent me this text. He says, never voluntarily let the wind out of the sails, because you never know when you're gonna find another gold mine, or you never know when you're gonna continue going. And obviously that's not exactly what he says, but that was the message. And the thing that I learned from that, you never know if you're digging for gold. You never know if you're pushing, if you're trying to do something great. You never know when you're gonna be hot again, right? You know that feeling when you can't miss. I played basketball, actually set the 3-point record when I was in high school, and high school basketball. That's the reason I'm actually out here in Arizona. But you never know when you're gonna be never able to miss again, right? When you're making everything, when you're closing every deal, you never know when that's gonna happen again. And so why voluntarily let that happen to you? And what I did, it was a moment in time. It was Tuesday, right? Tuesday, just closed 3 or 4 grand live on Zoom for the agency that I'm working with right now. And I was feeling great about myself. What happened next is the biggest thing that I want to share with you, is that I let off the gas, went to the gym, worked out with my trainer, And I took my eyes off the prize for a second and lost momentum like that. If you have momentum, you have to keep it going. If you have a fire, like a little spark, because you never know when that spark's gonna come again. What happened is I let off the gas, I turned my attention a little bit, and boom, it was gone. And I've literally, it's been 4 days since then. I've only closed that same app for $500 annual premium. I let off the gas. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I've observed in super highly successful people living with a millionaire, for the guy that's making $1 million a year, my mentor, making over $1 million a year, not even selling any policies, living with him for 14 days. What I realized is winners and the most successful people in the world have such a clear vision and clear focus that they're locked in. They don't care what other people think. And this lesson has continuously been speaking to me over the past week, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the noise. It's so easy to be turning around, looking at what other people are doing, what content they're creating, what kind of sales that they're making, how much money they're making. And I was listening to this thing with Tai Lopez, right? And Tai Lopez is doing 700-800 million a year in his businesses, in his business portfolio. What he was telling me is that social media, the reason why it's so harmful to people nowadays is that China, the government, are training our minds to think a certain way. It's like what I like to call the Matrix. The Matrix is trying to captivate and train our thinking and show us this little tiny 0.01% of the world and how they're living, right? The cars, the money, the girls, the women, the life, the luxury, like what people are doing, what people think are funny. It's showing a little bit of little glimpse into the 0.1%, and it's training our mind to think like that. So that's why there's so much more depression, anxiety, discontentment in life, is because our minds are getting trained to think a certain way. So if you're anything like me, it's super easy to lose focus, like in an instant, in a quick second. You blink your eye and it's gone. The opportunity, the momentum that you've been so hard pushing for, gone. So the two things is, one, never ever voluntarily let off the gas, especially when you're pushing for big goals in your life, and especially in business. And the second thing is be crystal clear about what you're thinking. And so these are two lessons that I've learned recently. I hope this helps you. Drop in the comments what do you want to, I guess what you're going to take from this week and how you're going to implement it. And like this and share it with a friend. Subscribe if you haven't already. Again, my name is Johnny Nitafan. My goal is to help you, but most importantly is just to document the journeys and the lessons and the failures, the successes, the things that I'm contemplating in life, to document that so I can look back on it and be like, wow, 21-year-old has grown a lot since then. So thank you guys so much for watching. Follow me on my journey to $1 million, and hope I see you on the next video. Peace.